Hey guys, and welcome to Monster Party 10. Can't believe I've done 10 of these. But, in any case, this time around we're going to go with an elemental theme. I mean, as always, you guys could see the title, so I'm sure you guys can read and understand who's going to be in the party and all that, but I'm going to pretend you don't, and just go on and say, we're going to only pick up recruits that are in at least some way elemental. At least 3 of the 4 are strongly elemental, but our first one is a little less so, but I think he counts. We have our Powie Yowie, the Sloth. Now, the Sloth is an interesting guy. He's got pretty well-rounded stats, but he's also got really good, I wouldn't say really good, very fair HP. He's got a good survivalist type of, stat layout, I guess you could say. He can basically, he has good resistances. He's outright immune to ice, but no resistances to fire breath. Has some general other resistances that keep him in the game. So honestly, he's not too bad. And today he's gonna try to solo Faux Dowager. Now things can go a little bit wrong here because it is still a little luck based. But luckily, I picked up a paxa punch from the TnT Board's shop. So that's really what you need in order to get through this one. But anyway, why don't we take a look at his abilities here. He has both War Cry, Cool Breath, Sweet Breath. He could put enemies to sleep, which is going to be handy down the line. Muster Strength, semi-useful. I mean, we've seen Cross-Eye use it for a while when he had to be the attacker. Luckily, Powie Yowie won't need to be the attacker for too long. We'll be picking up somebody real soon that uses his same weapon type, and as I usually do, I will be doing a no recruit is allowed to use the same weapon as anyone else. So, but yeah, he also has Crackle, but it's weird. Look, he only has 10 MP, and when he learned Crackle, he didn't have MP at all, so it was kind of weird. He does gain actually a decent amount of MP, so he could probably use some of his spells, but generally, he's a weird mixed bag. I'm looking forward to see how he grows, but anyway, why don't we go over our item setup. So, he has the Greenham Whip. I had to get it for him in order to get through this fight. Leather Kilt is the best armor he can get at this time, at least to my knowledge. Iron Shield is pretty useful, and it actually may end up being his best shield, because the next shield that he can get only covers ice-based attacks. At least this one covers fire slightly, and it does help a little bit with this fight. Not a lot, just that little bit. I think it only takes like 5 fire off, but it's 5 less fire damage than you could have had, so. And then he also has the Iron Helmet as well. I threw the crude image on him because I think he needs all the luck he can get. It's not that it's going to affect anything because he's using a whip, but I don't know, maybe it'll help his drop rate? I was speculating in Monster Party 9 if luck helps with that. But he also does need the edged boomerang, because when the summons come, you want to keep being able to attack Faux Dowager, but you also want to knock out her summons, so that's where that's going to come in. And the rest of the inventory is medicinal herbs and 1 paxa punch, as mentioned before, because, again, he's going to need it. You need that extra boost, and I kind of wish I realized that you can get the paxa punch earlier on when I started these monster parties, because they would have helped a lot with the early game. In any case, that's it for item setup. Why don't we go ahead and start the fight? So, go ahead, monsters. You may notice monsters is a higher level. That's because we're going to need them to be higher level for recruiting later. Now, the truth is out! For Faux Dowager time! Alright, first things first, show off that stone, hero. You deserve to. And we're going to paxa punch immediately right after with Sloth. Okay, good, there we go. Monsters is down, and we don't have to do anything here, so we're just going to attack. Ow. Well, we're going to attack. That's all we're going to do. We're going to try to rush this. Oh, fuck. Well, she could do 80. I'm going to bank on she doesn't. Let's risk it. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Now we're going to switch to the edge boomerang. Luckily, the others can't really hurt me too much. Ah, fuck. We may be screwed here. Okay. 2 HP. Can you do it? Please don't miss. Okay. Yeah, I cut it a little close there. I probably should have healed at some points there, but generally the rushdown strat has been the best I could do since you really can't out heal her. So the next best thing to do is to just out damage her. And it worked, mostly. Uh, yeah. If you're worried, you could always level up a little bit more, and Sloth would probably be a little bit better off. More HP makes you survive better. It's just simple enough. And actually, that should be kind of brain dead knowledge, but you'd be surprised. But all right. Next up, we will be picking up our Flamethrower friend, our only fire party member, and taking on the Magmen. I'll see you there. Okay, guys, we're here at the Magmen fight. We picked up our new party member, Flambe. They are a flamethrower, and although they're only level 6, they actually got pretty good stats. Let's compare real quick. Like, as you can see, Sloth is pretty well-rounded for the most part, with a little more HP and resilience than normal, while Flambe is not very far off. Flambe has less resilience, less luck, less wisdom, and less HP and MP, but he doesn't need MP, it's okay. Or she. Actually, I don't know what her gender is yet, but what their gender is yet. So we'll find out as we go. But for now, because they have just that slightly higher strength than Sloth, I decided to give them the Gringham Whip instead. And also because Sloth has another option for attacking at least. So it kind of works out. But yeah, Flambe is pretty good. They get all the flame breaths up to, I think it's Inferno they get up to, if I remember right. But we'll see. In any case, though, yeah, they're going to be our main attacker, while Sloth here is going to be the tank, and, well, they're going to be casting Crackle, because they finally got more MP, and they can do that now, and Crackle is effective, very effective against the Magmen, so why not? As you may see in the upper left corner, though, they do have the exact same equipment setup, which is also why we only have one Gringham Whip, because as mentioned last time, I only allow one type of weapon per party when it comes to these challenge runs. Otherwise, I could just get a bunch of people holding Gringham Whips after spending way too much time in the casino, and it's just like, no, let's not do that. Alright, for our item setup, they both have the exact same armor setup layout, Iron Shield, which will help with some of the fire breath, Cloak of Evasion for some of the physical damage, and Iron Helmet for just defense. Sloth has the Edge Boomerang, but won't be using it because Crackle's going to do better damage. But it is good for fights where you're not going to be using Crackle, so. And Medicinal Herb just in case, but we won't need it. Paxa Punch, same thing. And the Rock Bomb Shards I was toying with, but we don't run out of MP, so you're better off using Crackle anyway. And here's Flambe, again, same armor layout, a Gringham Whip, and a Paxa Punch that will be useful. So, very simple, very easy here. And you may notice that the hero's alive in the wagon. That's because they need to be a higher level to recruit our last party member. So that's why they're just going to stay in the wagon and just simply not participate. But with that all said, why don't we go ahead and get started against the Magmen. This fight's going to be pretty easy, all things considered, thanks to both of them having good area of effect damage and Flambe having the fire resistance, not immunity, sadly enough. Like, you know, Sloth has ice immunity, while Flambe has fire resistance. That's it, resistance. Anyway, boss time! Sorry, I was a little late on that. Sloth has the HP to tank things, though, too. So anyway, he's going to Crackle, and Flambe's going to Paxa Punch. The Paxa Punch is just so that we can get the first enemy on the left dead sooner, so we don't have to tank more than we have to. So, Crackle and attack. But yeah, that does very suitable damage there. Now, Sloth, of course, would be doing better damage with the Gringham Whip, but then Flambe would be underperforming, so it's better to kind of like, you know, mix and match to the best of your abilities. Alright, fire. As you can see, it's only 17 damage to the Flambe. And with Sloth's HP, it worked out well, too. Alright, one's down. Ouchies. Yeah, it does get a little close, but you know, Flambe, when they are exact level of Sloth, like Sloth is, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be better than them. But anyway, that's it for the Magmen. Nice and easy. It's kind of nice to get those moments where things are nice and easy again. I mean, don't get me wrong, Metal Slime was mostly easy, but it was a little bit more tedious since you had to wait for him to go one by one. But that's it for the Magmen. Next time I see you, I think is the Rite of Passage, if I remember right. That should be interesting. I'll see you there. Okay guys, we're here at the Rite of Passage, and well, I may have overleveled a little. Yeah, I got caught into a point where I was leveling up on Metal Babbles, and well, I kept being able to kill them, and I was like, well, I may as well keep going until the musk wears off, and well, it kept happening. I was also trying to get Flambe's levels up a little bit higher, because, you know, level 6 seems a little low, but I didn't realize Sloth levels up really fast. Like, holy crap fast. So, that said, even with our levels, this is still going to be a semi-challenging fight. I had to secure things with my yig leaves, not dews, excuse me. So, to make sure we could stay around. But anyway, here's our stats right now. Despite Sloth actually leveling up fast, you can see the stats here are still just well-rounded. They're not extremely good, and Sloth maxes out at 40. They both do. So yeah, unless we get up some big stat ups, they're just going to be pretty average for the majority of this playthrough. So 85 strength, 86 agility, those are not too bad. You know, resilience is fair, everything's just okay. But they did learn some great skills. Freezing Blizzard for some free ice area of effect, and Crackle. So you can get some spell damage out there, which is going to be their Sloth's main attack probably during this fight. So there you go. And if they run out, then they have Freezing Blizzard to fall on, which is only a little less damage. And as for Flambe, Flambe is starting to branch out a little bit more. They already have better strength. They don't have as good agility, but they're also getting some HP at least. Resilience is on the poor side. Wisdom doesn't matter. Luck is on the low side too. And even though the crude image is helping Sloth, it still wouldn't matter as much. But they got the high strength, so they got kind of a Mudraker feel going for them, where they, except, you know, not as high HP. But still, you know, okay. I mean, the agility at least is up there too. It's not like super low, it's just, you know, okay. And they learned Flame Breath, but that's not really going to be important. Let's go over the items now. We did get some new stuff. I switched Sloth on into the Morningstar because that's the next best weapon that it could get for the time being, since the Gringham Whip is on Flambe. Flowing Dress we got for free while we were climbing up Gotha's cave system. I was going to call it Gotha Heights, but I don't think that's the right words. And the Flowing Dress is the better defense for them right now. Iron Shield and Iron Helmet are still there, and the rest of their stuff is mostly Yigdoos, 2 packs of punches to get to Flambe, and medicinal herbs just in case we should be healing. But generally we shouldn't be. As for Flambe, I do have a better armor for them, the Legendary Mantle, or however you want to call it, which helps with magic defense. But Cloak of Evasion's better here because we're mostly dealing with physical damage. I'd put Sloth on the physical on that too, but there's a lot more defense in the Flowing Dress than the difference between Legendary Mantle and the Cloak of Evasion. So I decided better off with the one with has more HP should get the more defense. The one with less should have the Cloak of Evasion so they could dodge. Same otherwise. And 3 Yig Leaves, 2 packs of punches, 2 medicinal herbs as usual. I could throw another item in there, but it's not necessary. Anyway, with that all said, let's go ahead and get started. We do have to worry about the critical hits. That's where things can get a little dicey, but generally we should be able to survive those. Yes, yes. You've been sent to stop us and murder us, blah blah. Anyway, it's mini-boss time. I was debating on that. So, first things first, you're fast enough. You're going to Paxa Punch Flambe. Flambe is going to go right for Robin Hood. Robin Hood's the only one to be concerned with. Ow, quit it. You're going to now go to Crackle, and you're just going to keep focusing down Robin Hood, because he's the worst of the bunch here. Ow. Okay, good. We're going to keep Crackling and attacking, because we want to keep the attack on them, and we want to hope that Robin Hood either wants to heal his buddy there, or his buddy's going to go down. Do I want to? I'm going to try healing Flambe. Let's see. Good. Uh-oh. Well, that didn't matter, did it? Oh, good! Sort of. Well, he could at least take it. This could get a little dangerous, though. And... oh, wow. Well, I'm glad we're faster than them, because this is going to get pretty scary. Come on. Nope. Well, who's going down? Alright. Well, time to revive. It's not worth using herbs, that's for sure. Actually, you're better off paxa punching Flambe. Flambe, attack. Thank you. And there it is. Okay, we're alright. Because this guy, as soon as he stops defending, he's done. And there we are. A little dicey there, but mostly good. We only had to use one Yig Leaf. I don't like it when I have to rely on so many Yig Leaves, but this time it kind of worked out. When you don't have a healer for a bit, that's kind of what has to happen. Anyway, well, next spot I'll be seeing you is in, I think it was Talon Tower, or I don't remember what it's called, but whatever it is, it's where our wife gets kidnapped. I'll see you there. Okay guys, we're here with the pawns. We don't have to do too much setup. Just want to quickly go over just what we have on us. We just have the Yig Leaves, Paxa Punch, Edge Boomerang, that's fine. And Yig Leaves and Paxa Punch, that's really all you need. So, let's start with Pawn 1. He's mostly easy. He can get a little bit dangerous after a bit. We're going to first start off with a Paxa Punch on Flambe, and Flambe is going to attack. And then we're going to Sweet Breath. Don't bother using Crackle, he resists it. Not that he's immune, just that it's not worth using it as a damaging move. You're better off attacking. Alright, he's still asleep, good. Go ahead and muster strength, keep going with the attack. And just both of you attack. Yeah, we mostly have this in the bag. Yeah, Sloth is going to play support here. But anyway, there goes Orc Pawn. I'll meet you over at the Chimera Pawn. I do have to do some minor inventory management before I show it. That's why I'm not just showing you me walking over there. So, be right there. Okay, here's Pawn 2. Let's just go ahead and get started. Yeah, you say gross things, we know. But, alright, I'm not even saying what time it is, because it is just time for the pawns to die. Anyway, why don't we go ahead, Paxa Punch Flambe once again, and attack. Sloth doesn't care about that spell. And apparently he doesn't care about Sizzle either. I'm a little surprised that Sloth doesn't care about that. Oh, it's the Flowing Dress is why. Okay. Anyway, now that he's Paxa Punched, we're going to just be Crackling, because Chimera is actually susceptible completely to Crackle. So, that's what we're going to do, is just spam Crackle and attack. We don't have to worry about using Yig Leaves this time. Usually, the Chimera Pawn is where it can get a little tricky. Luckily, that's not the case. Mostly because we probably overlevel a little bit. But we also have very good resistances. But that's it for the Chimera Pawn. All we got left is Kon the Knight. So, I'll show you there. Alright guys, Kon the Knight's going to go pretty simple. But before I show him off, I wanted to show you guys. This time around, I actually chose Bianca as the wife. Normally when I do these Monster Party runs, I choose either Nera or De Board just to get the extra items. But I didn't feel I needed to this time because I got really lucky with Tombola. And managed to get myself, wherever it is, there it is, a loyalty card. This will let me essentially buy things cheaper, so I didn't feel the need to, since I got lucky before my marriage came through, I was like, you know what, alright, let's marry Bianca this time. Because, again, normally it's the money, that's the only reason I do it. So, but yeah, that's what we have, so that's why we have Bianca, and we get to see her take on a couple things here. But anyway, for Kon here, well, nothing changed with level-wise, but for items, not much changed either here, other than, you know, Paxa Punch, Yig Leaves, and all. Main thing that changed is that Flambe has the Zenithian Shield. And they'll be using that because if Kon uses Kaswoosh, Flambe is going to take the full brunt of it. Sloth at least has some natural resistance, but Flambe doesn't have any. Sloth only has a little bit. He's only 4 to 5. It's 4 to 5, so I think it's like 20% or something resistance. Yeah. And also, I thought the legendary mental... whatever you want to call this. I thought this was going to help protect because it does help reduce magic damage, but it's only for Frizz and Sizz according to the Wikipedia. So I decided to go with Bounce instead. But that's essentially all that I did for changing here. And things will go faster because Monsters has Kerplunk. But anyway, we get Bianca's reaction because I always comment a little. Crikey, you really put yourself in danger coming here, Monsters. And that's all. And then she says the usual spiel. Thanks for coming to rescue me. Maybe it'd been better if you didn't. And they use the Chancellor, snatch me, lure you into a trap. Ringler's gonna kill you, become king of your place. Alright. No, how dare they, though. Enough horsing around? Nah, there's plenty of horsing around here. Let's do this. Let's put down this piece of crap. He's not as big a piece of crap as Lodja, but he's a pretty big size of horse manure. For boss time against Kon the Knight. First things first. Well, no. First thing I'm going to do is reorder, because I forgot to do that. And then we're going to Kerplunk. We are going to Paxa Punch Flambe prematurely. And you are going to Zenithian Shield. Good. We go Kerplunk just to forward this. Bianca's going to jump in. And then we're going to do almost the same thing here. He's like, that was nice of you, Bianca, thank you. And we're going to Crackle because now Kon is completely susceptible. And it's the most powerful damage that Sloth can do. And Flambe is just going to attack. It's very repetitive, I know. Ooh, nice dodge. So this is what we're going to do. We don't want to bother healing. Because this is the most powerful thing we could do. But don't get me wrong, it might not be the worst idea to have someone with a herb or anything, but we're not going to do that this time. Though Sloth may die for that. If he keeps getting targeted like this, oh boy. Well, it's going to be a little scary, I guess. Or not. Okay, fine. I was a little nervous there just for a second, but cool. So, that's how you beat him. Just go all out. Sloth has the HP to survive it, apparently. Alright, with that said, next up I shall be meeting you in Generation 3, and it'll be either against Slon or what's his name? Bjorn. I was about to say Bishop Lodja, but I usually fight him second to last at least. So, but yeah, it'll be one of those two, and we'll have our full party. That's the good thing, because as soon as we get the carpet, we'll be able to get the well, on the way to the carpet, we'll be getting our Blizzybody buddy. Say that 10 times fast. Who will be a part of our ice team. And then once we get the carpet, we'll be able to get the Snowbird, which is going to be located right outside of Mantle Place. That's all you have to do is just use the carpet over there and you'll get there. You don't have to go inside. It's right outside and just keep going until you find Snowbird. Though it might be a little tough recruiting because it is in a higher level monster area. But I wanted to let everyone know what I'll be doing off camera, so that you guys don't have to need an explanation for when I pick things up against the boss. All right, enough of my blathering. I'll see you there.